Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you some simple tricks to paint beautiful flowers, and I'm using 300 GSM watercolor sheet. So let's start with the first one. So with the help of pencil, I'm just organizing my stuff, like where I want my flowers and where I want my stem. So you can do it as well, like on the upper section I need flower and in the lower section I need flower, but I have kept a little space in between. For this one I'm starting with the stems and flower sepals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this stem and little extended stem for all the flowers that I'm going to paint. So in this area I'm going to paint 4 flowers, so I'm keeping the little extended stem for those 4 flowers, and I'm keeping in between gap, and then again I'm creating my stems based on my flowers. So the orientation, the composition of the flower is totally up to you. Now for all the flowers I'm going to create the sepals or the green structure which you can see below to the flowers. So I'm doing it for all the 4 flowers. So just apply a little pressure into your brush and you can paint something like this. Let's repeat the same process for all the flowers that you are going to have. I'm adding little sap green. You can also spread the color little bit with the help of clean water like I'm doing. Now what we have to do, with the help of concentrated and watery consistency of a color, I'm going to tap my brush a little bit to add all these petal kind of shape, but we're going to spread this with the help of clean water. So just keep the consistency little watery and keep the color a little concentrated, and tap your brush around your sepals to create petals. Now I have cleaned my brush properly, and with the help of clean water I'm going to spread all these colors to create petals. You can directly paint all these petals, but the idea behind, if you are new to the watercolor and you do not have control over light shade, dark shade, those kind of things, then you can definitely refer to these kind of processes wherein we can easily paint different shades of colors like light and dark. So as you can see, I have painted few petals with the dark shade and few petals with the light, but I'm not switching my color or doing any fancy thing. I'm just trying to spread all the colors with the help of clean water. So sometime I'm getting little dark shade and sometime I'm getting little light shade. So I think this is a great help if you are a beginner in the watercolor. So I'm going to do it for all the flowers that we have. Just again and again clean your brush and try to spread the color with the help of clean water and create whatever structure you want for all these flowers. So I'm going to repeat this process for all the flowers, like in the upper section as well. Okay, now we are done with the first layering, and I'm going to repeat this for the upper section as well. Now what you have to do is you have to create few highlighted petals here. So I'm taking little dark shade as compared to the first layer and create some petals which we can see easily, or which is highlighted petals we can say, and add multiple petals in each flower, and the perspective of the petals should be a little different, should not be like always straight. So move your brush towards left and right while applying pressure and create few highlighted petals for all the flower. Make sure the second shade is not too much dark. It should be like little dark as compared to the first layer. I'm moving my brush towards left and right so I can get different perspective of petals as well. Make it a little bushier. It should look like it has multi-layered structure, and repeat the same thing for the upper section as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm adding a yellow color in between sepals and petals. So I have few negative spaces in between, so I'm adding yellow color in between these spaces, and with the help of green color add few leaves in between wherever you can see a space around the stem. And we are done with the first one. Now let's move to the second one. Second flower is also simple. So what I'm doing is I have created middle stem and I'm creating few circles for the flower. So wherever I want my flowers, I'm adding small circle, bigger circle as per my flower size. So you can have your own composition. Now let's start with the flower. So with the help of black color, I'm creating ovary of the flower. So I'm creating big circle, then I'm adding little dots around that particular circle, and I'm going to do this for the flower, for which we have front perspective, like you can see the petals, all the petals of the flower. We are also going to add few flowers with different perspective wherein we can see the side view only. So for that I'm not adding ovary of the flower. And for this flower what I'm doing is I'm adding concentrated purple color and adding these lines. So I need 5 petals, so I'm adding these 5 lines. This is not black color, this is purple color. And with the help of big brush and clean water, I'm trying to spread the color to create petals. So as you can see, you will get different shades of purple easily, like we did in the first one, but this time we are creating only 5 petals. So add concentrated lines of purple as per your petal number. So I have added 5 lines because I need 5 petals for one single flower. We are going to make these flower bushier, but let's do this first step. For the second flower I'm adding only 4 lines of concentrated color because I need only 4 petals and 1 petal is overlapped with the first flower. You can do it directly with the help of very light shade of purple. That is also you can do, but if you are a beginner I would suggest you can do it like this as well. So this perspective is little different wherein we cannot see the ovary of the flower. So create few lines of dark color and with the help of clean water just spread the color, and then it should look like we can see the side view of the flower. And I'm going to repeat this for all the flowers. Now let me show you something which we can paint directly. So what I am doing is I have taken very light shade of purple and I'm adding all these petals in the single stroke. So this is also you can do, so it's totally optional. Whatever is comfortable for you, you can do that. In the upper section I'm adding this single petals kind of structure to create flower bud. Now you can keep flower like this only, this is also fine, but I just wanted to make some additional step in it to make it a little bushier. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a highlighted area around the ovary of the flower with the help of dark shade of purple. Repeat the same process for all the flowers. Now this is the second flower you can consider, so you can keep your flower like this also, or you can keep the flower as per the first version also. Now the third version is I'm going to add dark shades of petals above to the light shade. So as you can see, we can add some dark shades of petals like this. Just apply a little pressure into your brush to create a structure like this. Once we will add leaves, stems, then you can see how it will look like. So what I'm going to do is, in the next step, I'm going to add sepals around those flowers which has side perspective. So like this flower, it has side perspective, so I'm adding sepals. So green extended structure, and then few sepals for the bird as well. So sepals are absolutely important if you are trying to paint birds. Now I'm adding the middle stem, and I'm going to attach all the flowers, leaves together. I'm adding fine leaves to the upper section, and then I'm going to add more leaves in between. This time I'm using sap green color for the stems and leaves. You can have little variation in the leaf structure as well, it's totally up to you. Add more leaves towards the downward direction, and we are almost done with the second one as well. Now we are done. Now let's move to the third one. So third one is the simplest one. So I'm going to add these yellow bubbles in a group. So I have middle stem like this, and then side stems wherein we have all these bubbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add different shades of bubbles or overlapped bubbles, we can see. My first layer is with the light shade of yellow color. You can keep little lighter than this one as well. And I'm going to create 4 groups of these flowers. So first layer is with light shade of yellow. Then I'm going to mix a little orange into yellow to get little dark shade, and I'm going to repeat this process for all the 4 groups. So basically you have to repeat the same process again and again with different shades of yellow or orange in it. So my first shade was light yellow, second is little bit of orange in the yellow, and the third one is more orange and less yellow. But the process is same. You can keep little space in between this flower, or you can just overlap all the flowers together. Once done, with the help of purple, green and brown color, so you will get different shade of green, you can add stems and leaves. I'm keeping leaves, structure or stems, those kind of things quite simple, because I just wanted to show you how we can add flowers with the help of simple technique and even if you are a beginner, you can paint all these flowers easily. You just need little practice around how much pressure you have to apply in your brush and in which direction you have to apply these brushes. So I have already created multiple video around different perspective of the flower and how we can paint one stroke leaves. So if you are beginner, you can try those videos and learn how we can paint all these flowers and leaves. And I think we are almost done with third one as well. And please do let me know if you guys have any feedback for me. I'm hoping this video is helpful for you guys, and thank you so much for all your love and support, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.